Okay, so I wanted to do a review over Abeka's 4th grade history. This is it. I believe there was also the test booklet, the quiz booklet, and the test key and the quiz key, but I don't have those. But this is what I do have. This is what my 4th grader used the year before last. But this is from Abeka. It's 4th grade history. This is the 4th edition. It's the current edition. It's called The History of Our United States. So I will show you. So this is the textbook, paperback, and this is the answer key, also paperback, to go for the textbook. Okay. My oldest, when she was in 4th grade, she loved this. She just finished 5th grade, but even though it's been over a year, she has pulled this back out several different times just because she had some favorite things in here that she just likes to reread. She read this just like a reading book. Okay, so like I said, it's the 4th edition and current edition, and it was copyrighted 2009. So this is the table of contents. It talks about the introduction is one nation under God, has the years of discovery, the years of exploration, the first Americans, the English come to America, the New England colonies, the middle and southern colonies, a picture of colonial life, the Great Awakening, the French and Indian War, the American War for Independence, building a new nation, our nation grows, the Civil War, new frontiers, an age of progress, beyond our boundaries, the world wars, time for freedom and responsibility. Okay, and then they also have some map study skills, some geography to master, an atlas, and then it has a section of documents. It has the Americans' Creed, the Declaration of Independence, Preamble to the Constitution, First Amendment to the Constitution, the Rights of Americans, Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, facts about the states, and facts about presidents. So here is the introduction. It gives the Pledge of Allegiance, the principles of an American government. Let me turn around here. Okay. Alright, so you read this section here, and it has some comprehension check, some questions, and the answers to those are in here because this is just an answer key. Like I showed you for the science and the health, this is just an answer key for the questions here, the comprehension check and also the chapter checkup. Alright, so each chapter starts with a little map here, and there will be a timeline on the bottom. So here's chapter 1, the years of discovery. And I liked this bottom half, how it showed the new words that was going to be introduced in chapter 1. It gave you the words and their meanings. It also gave you the names of some important people that were mentioned in that chapter. And also if there were any places or dates talked about, it gave you that information too. So it was like this nice little study guide all put together for you. And they would also have a bigger box that would be like this box right here is it's about the discovery of America. So it says that Christopher Columbus is not actually the first person to discover America, but it talks about the Vikings and it talks about Leif Erikson, so that's a time frame there. It has another map, another comprehension check, and here this is according to an old story. Columbus was having dinner with some rich man, and anyway, so this is just a little thing that he's supposedly done by showing them that it's not impossible to balance an egg. It talks about him going around the world. Okay, how am I at? There's some more. Okay, and here's the chapter checkup questions. And like I said in my either the science or health video I did for Abeka 4th grade, I just use these questions as her grade, as her little test to see what she retained of each chapter. That's just me. And chapter 2. And chapter 2 checkup. Chapter 3, the first Americans. And see, the timeline continues. We just really liked this book. But anyway. But you can see that each chapter, I'm on chapter 5 right now. There's chapter 6. You can see that each chapter is laid out the same way. There's reading, there's comprehension checks throughout the reading. There's another one. And then they end with the chapter checkup. Okay. Pages aren't turning very well. The fan's blowing on them. Okay, but in the back, let me get to it. I'll show you. Okay, the last chapter, chapter 18, checkup. Now here is the map study skills section. It talks about a globe, a flat map, gives an aerial view of some roads, drawing of roads, talks about grids and how to use scales, the compass rose, things like that. Talks about world facts, important terms, the hemispheres, equator, things like that. Other important facts like the smallest continent, the coldest ocean. Here's water and mountain ranges, so some information on that. And geographical terms, so what a sea is, a desert, oasis, river. And here's a nice drawing, nice picture. It's a picture of like all those in one picture. You have your oasis, your desert, river mouth, gulf, sea, mountains, source, valley, river, upstream, delta, channel, peninsula. Then it talks about an atlas. Right. And right here it tells you that this is the Atlas Index. So on A1 it has the world and continents and oceans. So Atlas A1, which is this one here, is over the world. Shows the continents and the oceans. And then Atlas A2 over North America. Okay, and then map A3 here is on North America countries. And then A4 is over the states and the capitals of our country. And here is the documents to memorize. They actually have it set up to where they expect the child to memorize these documents. So they expect the child to spend 4 weeks memorizing the American's Creed, and spend 6 weeks memorizing the Declaration of Independence, 2 weeks on the preamble, 2 weeks on the First Amendment to the Constitution, 2 weeks on the rights of Americans, and 6 weeks on Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. And they also expect them to spend 6 weeks memorizing the states and capitals of those states. Spend 6 weeks memorizing the presidents in order. And then here's the index where, the child, if they're looking for a certain information about a person or an event, they can just look it up and find what page number it was on. Alright, and that is that book. And I've already showed you this one. It's just the answer key. And also, like I said, it comes with, you can buy the test and quiz book and keys, but I didn't do that. But it also comes with this. And this one here is the history verse. It goes with it, but this is over a map. You have some skill sheets here. So you just have some maps to do. Just to help you memorize certain things. So that's all this is. And this is just the answer to that, the answer key. So, okay. This one is one that I just think is really neat, and I wanted her to do it. It just didn't happen though, but I still have it in her cabinet even though she's going into 6th grade, just because I'd really like for her to do this. So hopefully this year we can do it. But it's called My State Notebook, and I just think it's neat. It's just basically a pre-made journal where you just fill it in, and the student does this. There's no grade or anything, but it even gives you a table of contents. So once it's all done, like, it goes over, has things you fill in about your state, your symbols, state history, state climate and geography, state industries, state cities, additional information, and then optional reports. So, for example, let's just say you have this completely done, for symbols, for a state song, page 13. So once this is done, the person can look at page 13 if they want to talk about the state song. There's page 13, and this is what they would read for the state song. But hopefully she will get this done. So here you have My State Notebook, and you write the state name, your picture, and this information, a look at my state. So here you just glue some pictures of your state, some more pictures around your state, a political map of the state, a physical map of the state flower, motto, and bird, state song, state tree, and all these little sections. That's where you could actually glue things. All these little fine print, that's where you would glue pictures. Or in this case, it actually tells you to glue a real leaf from the state tree. So state seal, nickname, timeline, early settlement, historical figures, famous landmarks, government, and locations, regions, the weather, gives you a little weather chart. So you fill out industry, more industry, agriculture, more agriculture, state capital, city, citizens of my city. Are we almost there? This one is where the child would use a road map to figure the distance between cities in your state. So like from blank to blank, how many miles, how much time. My county, pictures from around the state. This is just more pictures. And wildlife, like vertebrates, invertebrates, you glue some pictures. More wildlife, plant life, sport, vacation, summary. So that's just a summary, like a quick little review sheet. And here's some optional reports. So they could do a special event, another industry, write a report over the city, and write a report over interesting facts. And that is the end of that. But I just wanted to show you the Abeka 4th grade, and I will have the information and links to these in the description box below. If you have any questions or comments, just ask, and thank you for watching.